And hello, everybody watching us on the Mississippi Gulf Coast Billfish Classic YouTube page. I'm Scott Rossman, your event MC. I'll be here for the next couple of days. The weigh-in scales here Friday and Saturday. We have 73 boats competing in the 2022 Mississippi Gulf Coast Billfish Classic, and they are competing for a prize purse of $1.4 million, just a little bit under $1.4 million. But that is a great prize purse to shoot for. And these 73 teams, they're the cream of the crop along the Gulf of Mexico. And they hail from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, so all over the Southeast. Once again, the 2022 version of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Billfish Classic. The man who helped start this event is here. He's our tournament director, Mr. Bobby Carter. I'm going to talk to him about, first and foremost, about the history of this event. This is year 26. This all began way back when?
Yeah, this began back in 1996. A very small tournament. The very first one before this one that we sponsored only had like 10 boats. So when we formed the Billfish Classic, our goal was to have 20 boats to come break our state record of 485 pounds. And of course, the Alec at the time was kind of leery about people coming to Biloxi to fish for blue marlin. So we got the list from all the big game clubs around here. We put up $100,000 first prize, going to break our state record. And that year we broke it twice. So it's been like that ever since then. Matter of fact, looking over the history of the tournament, we have broken at least 7 state records, or established 7 state records, 2 in the blue marlin and 2 in the swordfish.
Right, and for those folks who haven't been with us in recent years, you mentioned state records. Basically, every state record there is in the in terms of these categories have been set here at the Mississippi Gulf Coast Billfish Classic. Back in 2002, Barry Carr aboard Seawolf caught what is not just the state of Mississippi, but the Gulf of Mexico record, a 1,054.6 pound blue marlin.
Yeah, Barry was supposed to be here this year, but he had some issues come up, and it's hard to believe it was only 20 years ago this year. Matter of fact, I'm so proud of that record. That's my license plate, BLU 1054.
And you know, just 11 months before, at a tournament in Panama City Beach, Florida, they had set the blue marlin record with 1,046 pounds, just under 1,047 pounds. Do you remember still the thrill when you saw that number go up on your weigh-in scale?
Yeah, it's kind of like, a little competition. That was a nice fish that Bay Point caught, and everyone thought that was going to last for years and years. Less than a year later, they came to Biloxi.
And you guys, that 1,000-pounder is just in the blue marlin category for large fish. Back in 1999, Bob Struy aboard Dreamin' On set a record with an 837-pound bluefin tuna. What does it look like when a bunch of guys are trying to get an 800-pound bluefin tuna off the back of the boat?
Well, first of all, so this is a long time ago, we didn't realize bluefin were out there. So when the Dreamin' On pulled up, luckily the scale was big enough to weigh the fish. It was massive, and Bob Struy and Struy did a great job bringing that fish in.
There are no handles on these fish, so it's a team effort when they get them on. In 2002, Kenneth Walker aboard Pipe Dream, a 96.7-pound wahoo. That is a humongous wahoo. For those if you're not familiar with fishing in the Gulf of Mexico, the average size of a wahoo, anywhere 15, 20, 25 pounds, but to see a 96-pounder, that's awesome.
You bring in a 40 or 50, 60-pound wahoo, that's a nice fish. But the one he brought in, that was just incredible.
And on the dolphin category, again, your average weight might be 18, 20 pounds. Tournament minimums, by the way, for tuna, wahoo, and dolphin, just 20 pounds. In 1998, Robert Howard aboard Dixie Lee brought in a 78.9-pound dolphin, and that was incredible.
That was huge. I thought it was going to break the state record. And once again, these guys are incredible fishermen. They go anywhere they want in the Gulf. They have to bring the boat here to Mississippi, and they've done a great job.
Over the history of this event, you've adapted and changed as you have to. You take a lot of the feedback from the entrants, the captains, the mates, those who are aboard, the anglers on board. Talk about the evolution and how these kind of events have to change and evolve. At the same time, a certain level of consistency that they expect.
Yeah, like one of the things that we've changed over the years is the minimum length on the blue marlin. I think when we first started, it was like maybe 100 inches or so, but then we started getting into conservation. We started doing the catch and release, giving more points and money for catch and release. In the beginning, it was more of an afterthought. We just give $2,000 for catch and release. Now, catch and release categories is compatible to the kill divisions now. And so we're seeing everybody gravitate more towards the catch and release, and we have extended our minimum up to 110, which is pretty good.
And you're right about in terms of changing and adapting the catch and release category here in terms of tournament money and the optional entry money, almost $400,000. So you're talking about a significant amount of money now. And a lot of folks think, okay, we are what they call a kill tournament. Sometimes we'll see 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 blue marlins killed up and down this Gulf Coast. There's a very limited number of blue marlin killed in terms of, and in fact, there's a limit each year that the total number of tournaments can even kill in terms of blue marlin.
I think I'm not sure, but someone told me that you're only allowed to kill like 200.
And I don't think they've ever approached that number ever in any year.
No, the tournaments, not including us all along the coast, their totals have not got up to 200.
So again, the catch and release, a very significant category. The boats do notify us in catch and release, and talk to the folks out there who may not. They think catch and release. So how in the world do you know that a team has caught, say, a sailfish or a white marlin or a blue marlin? Talk to the folks a little bit about how you work that catch and release category.
Scott, that's a great question. We have cameras. And we also have verification to where they show the time, date the fish is caught. We also have indicators that we provide for them at the captain's meeting that has to be in the picture.
They see that indicator on the video, and that way we know it is from this actual event. It wasn't video that was shot a year ago or something.
It wasn't file footage from a long time ago.
Not that we don't trust these teams and these anglers and all that, but you want to be 100% sure. And then talk about the fight and so how important it is that you see the fish swim away in a catch and release.
Well, that's very important because when they get them in, so we're based on conservation. We want to see the fish, come in, be released, and swim off healthy to be caught another day.
And we have 3 video verification judges. They're expert at what they do. These aren't guys who you just pulled out of the casino or anything like that. I mean, they know what they're doing.
No, these guys are very experienced. Matter of fact, we have one of our judges has over 500 catches to his credit. So he knows what a sailfish, a white marlin, and a blue marlin, he can identify the differences.
Right. And what they do is for a blue marlin release, you get 200 points. So the team that won it last year, they had 1,800 points. So they caught and released 6 blue marlin. Didn't kill any of them, caught and released 6 blue marlin. Then you get 150 points for all the other variety of billfish, white marlin, and sailfish. And even if it's an unidentifiable billfish, you get 150 points for that.
That's correct. Now, also, I just got word that the boats have been out there fishing for a little over 24 hours now, and we just got to confirm that we have released over 35 billfish so far. So that's incredible.
And I think 15 of those are blue marlins. The 50.
Blue marlin and white marlin.
Talk about the event here. We're at the Golden Nugget Casino in Biloxi, Mississippi, and the Point Cadet Marina. You and your staff, talk about the coordination that it takes to put on a massive event like this.
It takes a lot of people. And I said, my staff, we have been together. Most of us have been together since day one for over 25 years. And the casino here works well with us. The city of Biloxi works well with us as far as slips and everything. So we're really based on tourism. Our economy is based on tourism. So we want everyone to come here, enjoy themselves, have a great experience here in Biloxi, whether it's the restaurants, the casinos, the marinas, liquors, you name it. Everyone benefits. The economy benefits from this. Also, one thing I did find out, which really got us started, gamblers love to fish and fishermen love to gamble. So that was a great combination.
And of course, the folks at the Golden Nugget, they don't mind you bringing in what we might call whales and a different kind of fish.
And not a fish, but a whale.
This event, for those of you who know anything about recent history, we're along the Mississippi Gulf Coast, which has experienced its share of traumatic events. And I mean tragic and traumatic, life-changing events in recent years, starting with Hurricane Katrina and also dealing with the oil spill some years ago. Talk about the surviving those events, not just getting past them, but continuing to thrive through those kind of events?
It's, listen, I lost my home during Katrina, and also this marina that you're looking behind us, after Katrina was not operational until 5 years later. So during that point, we'd let the boats leave from different points and come to Biloxi just to weigh their fish. There was a gentleman named Kay Pearson who ran show management down in Miami for the boat shows. And he was nice to send a crew up here just to evaluate the site. And he said, Bobby, I can help you out. So he sent his generators and his men up here, and they lit this marina up for 1 week every year for 5 years.
That's incredible. That is. And surviving the oil spill and all that. It was important for not just you and your staff, but for the teams. You had a lot of teams participate, and tell them how they helped you out that particular year.
Well, we did that year. BP came to us and said, look, we understand you guys are not going to be able to go fish in the areas where the spill is, so let's do something different to help you all out. So we did a boat rendezvous. And they said, what's a boat rendezvous? I said, well, all the boats just come here and tie up, and we have an event here. So anyway, they sponsored, and I brought in Foghat, Atlanta Rhythm Section, Rockin' Doopsie. And so right in this area, we had a really nice party.
It's, again, a significant indication how important this event is, not just to the casino and the folks here at Point Cadet and all that, but to the folks all around Southeast Mississippi.
Yeah, exactly. They see what we put on. They enjoy coming here from all these different places. And I really think that has a lot to do with why we're probably the #1 tournament here in the Gulf.
Again, 73 teams. Anybody out there knows these are tough economic times, so a lot of these events are seeing reduced numbers. To get to 73, that's significant this year.
My goal was 70. If I could hit 70 boats, that would be a home run for us, considering all the fuel prices, the economics, everything like that. So I'm really happy with the boats that showed up, and I'm very happy with the purse that they're shooting for, almost $1.4 million.
And again, if you're anywhere in the region and you're watching this stream on YouTube, talk to the folks about what they, I know today we may see 2-3 boats come in, weigh some dolphin or some wahoo, maybe a tuna. And again, 3 out of the last 4 years, we've seen a blue marlin weigh in on Friday. But if they come out tomorrow, give them a sense of what the kind of frenetic action that they're going to see during these weigh-ins.
Well, tomorrow the scales open at 3 o'clock. And all the boats will have to come back in. And out of 73 boats, I expect at least over 50% to weigh fish. And we'll be looking at tuna, dolphin, and wahoo. We did get a confirmation on one boat that boated over a 200-pound yellowfin tuna. So it could be close to the state record, but we'll have to wait and see whenever we weigh him.
Okay, once again, 3 to 8 o'clock tonight, Friday night here at the Point Cadet Marina and the Golden Nugget Casino, and 3 to 6 o'clock. Those are the official weigh-in hours, but again, we'll weigh well past 6 o'clock.
Absolutely. I also want to stress that it's free and open to the public. So everyone, come on down, bring your kids. It's a great show to see.
We have our own little marina market set up here. We have our vendors. We have our official retail tent. Anybody who wants any kind of official gear of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Billfish Classic. There's food and beverage. And again, many of our sponsors and vendors are here. So by all means, if you come out and the folks that are out here, spend some time in our little marketplace area. Thank those folks. They're all sponsors as well. Thank them for being here, because let's talk just for a minute about the sponsors and just how incredibly important that aspect is to this kind of event.
They definitely are. You look around, you see, Viking, Galati, Hatteras, Show Management, all these different vendors, Contender, Seakeeper, SFCs, they're new here in town. The Sport Fishing Championships, they're also here, and they're represented with CBS. So we're going to be getting a lot of coverage here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Okay, to the guys in the truck, do we have the video of Thursday's boat parade? Can we kind of cue that up? All right, let me know when that's rolling for those of you. And I don't know if it's going to be on the big screen here in the marina. Well, let me know when we're rolling on that, and we'll talk about what it's like when if you're in this area and you get to you're lucky enough. Okay, apparently we're rolling some of that video, and talk about the boat parade and just. I said to somebody, we were over at a restaurant down the street watching them because we were elevated. I've been doing this for 25, 30 years. It never gets old seeing those boats go out.
Absolutely not. You know, I get goosebumps every time I see them coming down the channel, and just to see the faces on the crews on the boat as they go by. You know, everyone's in first place. It's all good. So it's pretty much up to them when they get out there.
And it's a kind of a choreographed kind of dance, because you have some of the smaller boats up front and then some of the larger boats. And when we're talking about larger boats, give folks an idea as to how big some of these boats and the evolution of the average length of these boats over the year.
Well, I'm going to talk about evolution first. In the beginning, we had a boat called the Astro 4. It was Bobby Culberson. He's from the Florida area. When his boat pulled up, I mean, it was amazing to see his 54-foot Bertram pull up to the pier.
That was a very big boat back in the day.
That was a big boat back in the day. Now you look around, and I think the biggest one we have now is the Jim Smith. I think he's a 105. We have several 92-foot Vikings. So the fleet is incredible now.
The average length of these boats between 70 and 80 feet. They're incredible. They're absolutely. When you get all of these boats in line, you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of high-end sport fishing luxury yachts.
Not only that, the fuel's going to be costing that much the way it's going, but it's just a great thing to see. All the sponsors love to come down here, the vendors, just to see the boats and just participate in the event.
And kudos to the folks here at the Point Cadet Marina, because from what I understand, the gas they're charging for these boats, that marine diesel, is cheaper than what you're paying out on I-10. So that's a pretty significant, and now it's gone up from last year. There's just no way around that, but they were able to keep the price down, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I know Danny at Gornflows is doing everything he can to keep the price down for these people when they come in, because they're taking on over 2,000 gallons per boat.
And I don't know if you folks were able to see it in some of that video, but on the front of those boats, or on the back side of those boats, you'll see those big square rubber things. Let folks who aren't familiar with this kind of event, tell them what those are.
Those are fuel bladders. It's just an extra capacity for fuel, and they'll use those first when they get out there. Put them back up, put them away, then go to the fuel off the boats.
An extra 250 or 500 gallons of marine diesel. So, and then again, that video gives you an idea of just how spectacular it was to watch these boats depart on Wednesday.
Absolutely. And so once again, the scales are open from 3 to 8 today and 3 to 6 tomorrow. And so we'll be weighing fish way past 6 for the boats that are in line. They just have to be at a certain marker by 6.
All right. Again, come on out here tonight up until 8 o'clock. And then, of course, you're just a few steps away from the fabulous Golden Nugget Casino and all the action there.
Yeah, one more thing. I just got a report that there's one boat out there. He's going in his 3rd hour of fighting a fish. So hopefully that'll be the one they bring in tomorrow.
Well, or if they're close enough in, who knows? Maybe they can get here before 8 o'clock tonight. Again, there are markers just to the east of us, just to the west of us. As long as they're inside those markers by 8 o'clock, we could see a blue marlin wade in. It's always kind of good to get that notification. Bobby, thank you. You and your staff do an absolutely incredible job. I appreciate being a part of it. And for those of you watching along the stream, we're going to say goodbye for now. If we get word that fish are coming in, we'll pop back on, and we'll be out into the staging area telling you all about the boat, the team, where they're from, where they're based, and the kind of fish they have. And then we'll see our weighmaster, Mr. Jack Teschel, out of Pensacola, Florida, weigh those fish and put it on the board. So thanks again for tuning in, and we hope to see you very soon here on our YouTube page. Bye.